Real talk, the Metaphor Messiah, man. I got this one. Let's go. You ever seen the morning star? Mr. Metaphor Messiah, back to show you who we are. I represent a legacy, a pothead like the 70s, a different kind of mind. They say we only speak in melodies. Legend in the game, I think I found a solution. Got a crazy kind of flow, I need a verbal.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dead on Dave coming at you live for a very special live wrestling reportedly. I am attempting not to die. Look, I didn't want to just cut a regular video on this. I wanted to go live. I wanted to get people's thoughts, their input, and all of that. But for those of you who don't know, I do all kinds of different shows, and I just completed a live stream just minutes before this where all these insufferable cunts, yes, my fans, donated enough to make me eat 3 Carolina Reapers in one night, and I am in a lot of pain. But that does not stop me. Oh, no, it does not. Because some big news happens in the world of wrestling, and I am there to make sure to talk about it in some way, shape, or form. And I'm very excited about this news in some ways. Look, I love Kurt Angle as much as the next guy. I think he's one of the greatest of all time. I may not have loved his run in TNA as some people might have. In fact, he did more time in TNA than he did in WWE. I was not the biggest fan of a lot of things that he did there. I felt that WWE got rid of him for a reason. They didn't bring him back for a reason. Physically, it was kind of hard to watch Kurt do what he did in TNA. He just didn't look like the same guy. He does look better now, and we knew a return to WWE was imminent. In fact, reports coming out in the last 2 weeks that he was telling independent promoters that he was no longer taking indie bookings because he had a date for a return to WWE. And this is not the first time that he had said these things. He has said this in the past, last year, and I believe even the year before that, he was talking about a potential return to WWE, and nothing came of it, and it never came to fruition, and it seemed like it was more smoke and mirrors than anything else. Well, it seems like this is certainly the real McCoy, because he is back, folks. That's right, Kurt Angle will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. And with some of the other names that have already been announced, and rumored, I should say, you got Diamond Dallas Page. We're hearing Ravishing Rick Rude. There's a few others that we're hearing about being very good possibilities. All the people that were announced so far, none of them were headliners. They got their headliner now, folks. They absolutely have their headliner. Kurt Angle is a headliner for any Hall of Fame, and he's in every other Hall of Fame, essentially, under the sun. So it was just a matter of time before this happened. And now that it has, it's going to be the obvious question of, is there a run involved in this return? Most of the time, when a wrestler goes into the Hall of Fame, there is no run. It's just is what it is. It's just coming in to the Hall of Fame and nothing more. Is that going to be the case this time? It certainly doesn't seem that way. Kurt is still very active. Kurt is still wrestling. He's still wrestling very actively. And he has said that he's really not looking to wind down quite yet, that he still had some more things he wanted to accomplish. And with the new influx of talent that is coming into the WWE, there are so many possibilities for Kurt Angle right now to have one more run. So the question is he going to just go into the Hall of Fame, or is he going to have at least one match at WrestleMania and potentially more matches down the line? We don't really know. I think the most logical answer as to the question is, why did they announce him going into the Hall of Fame now, is because I think they really wanted to quell any idea of him returning at the Royal Rumble. And I think that this does do that. More than likely, this does shut down any possibility of him being in the Rumble. Some people might ask why. Because now they put the cart before the horse. It can't be a surprise now, which would have been the big surprise of the year had Kurt been the surprise entrant. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't do that. It would have made a lot of sense. It would have been a huge moment. I think people would have really enjoyed it. It didn't happen, but this is a really cool moment too, at a time where it feels like WWE needs more of these little announcements, these little surprises. And it's pretty cool. I think Kurt belongs in the Hall of Fame, obviously. I think a lot of people put him a little higher on the all-time list than maybe he deserves. I think Kurt Angle is certainly in top 10, top 15 wrestlers who ever lived. He's fantastic. The greatest amateur wrestler that's ever been in the WWE. I don't think there's any question about that. It's going to be very interesting to see what he does. And he has already started talking about it. ESPN reached out to Kurt Angle, and this is what he said. This is courtesy of ESPN. He said, I was shocked when he, as to how he felt and what he said when he was being informed of the Hall of Fame news. I've been out of WWE for a long time and out of touch with them, so I hadn't really expected this. It's a huge honor. This is the only Hall of Fame that I am not in, and probably the one I want to be in the most. This is the one that means the most for me. I had a lot of fun entertaining the fans for 7 years with WWE, and I'm glad that that hard work paid off. Angle revealed that he received a phone call from Triple H on Monday with the news. And he would go on to say, I figured that they either decided they didn't want to do anything with me or they forgot. Hunter said they never forgot, and they called me and told me this is the first thing they want to do. And whether I wrestle or not after this, which is irrelevant right now, I'm just really proud to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. I gave a lot of energy and time to WWE for those first 7 years, and I'm grateful that they recognized it. Angle also told ESPN that his current deal runs through the Hall of Fame ceremony, but does not include a WrestleMania 33 match. We have not talked about any wrestling. Whether we do or not, that remains to be seen. There are no guarantees. I think right now the most important thing is the Hall of Fame, and I think both sides feel the same way. Reading between the lines, he obviously wants to wrestle one more time. The WWE looking for more marquee moments, I think, for this year's WrestleMania is certainly going to want to have him in the fold. I would be shocked if he doesn't wrestle. It just doesn't make sense. You have him back under contract. You have him back in the family. Use him. Use him. If he's physically fit, if he's able to go, then use him. He's 46, 47, 48, whatever he is. Use him now before it is too late if he's able to do it. And the options, this opens up a lot of possibilities, by the way. I mean, this potentially changes WrestleMania. And this idea just hit me. Everybody's talking about, what are we going to do with The Undertaker? What are we going to do with The Undertaker? What are we going to do with The Undertaker? Well, plans just changed with The Undertaker for John Cena. What about Kurt Angle and The Undertaker? WrestleMania 33 makes a hell of a lot of sense, man. I like that. I think I like that match more than anything else that they could possibly put together, including Braun Strowman, including John Cena, and including a worse nightmare situation in Roman Reigns. This makes sense to me. It gets him out of the way. You don't have to worry about Undertaker winning the Royal Rumble. Yes, it would just be another WrestleMania highlight match for The Undertaker, but that's okay. Why does he need to be around a title? Why does he need to have another run? There's absolutely no reason for it whatsoever. So maybe there's other things that you can do with the situation too, as far as the Hall of Fame is concerned. Maybe even have a Taker go in. Both go in together, both be co-headliners, both really do. They're not going to do it because they're going to want to use The Undertaker and have a very special Hall of Fame class just revolved around him, and I get that. But this could be the first time ever two active wrestlers who went to the Hall of Fame the night before wrestled on the same card against each other. That could be very exciting. So there's a lot of things that they can do with that. There's just so many options here now with Kurt Angle in the fold. Man, my mouth hurts right now. My God, my mouth hurts. Oh my God. Kurt Angle says, I'm pretty sure Davis talked about how he would hate it if he had Taker fight Angle in this age. I think I have said it because of age, and I believe I said that last year when I was a little bit more concerned with both Taker's and Kurt Angle's physical ability. But now that this is possibly actually happening and seeing the state of where WWE is right now, it might be the best option. I'm not saying it's going to be a pretty match, but if I trust Kurt Angle to be able to take care of The Undertaker, and I trust Taker to take care of Kurt. So I think that it makes sense. Does it interest me personally? No, it still doesn't, fake ass twat. Eat a dick. However, it's not a bad option. So let's see what you guys have to say. Man, my mouth hurts. I don't want to talk much more. Let's bring in some callers, see what you guys have to say. Let's start with the one and only Mammogram, my good buddy. How you doing, Graham? You're live with Dead on Dave. What do you think of Kurt Angle going into the WWE Hall of Fame?
Oh, you know I'm a Kurt Angle mark. I just made my dick move. All right. Out of all the possibilities, this is the greatest. Shoot, WWE got me back, loving them over the weekend.
Oh, with the
by the
UK
way.
tournament? Yes, me too.
Yeah. Shoot, my hand is still raw.
Man.
But but
Man.
now inducting Kurt Angle, everybody's wondering, okay, is he going to come back for one more match? I hope he does,
I do too.
or even one more run.
I don't know about
I
a
would
run,
like to see
but I
him.
definitely want to see a match.
I'd like to see him help out one team, and I'd like to see a rematch of one of my favorite feuds that Kurt Angle was in. I want to see Kurt Angle help out American Alpha. They can be his new Haas and Benjamin.
It's so obvious, though. Isn't it obvious? That's the obvious move.
Yeah, but it'll work.
I think it might downgrade American Alpha. I think because they're getting over the way they are, and they've done so well since they've come in. Haas and Shelton Benjamin never really benefited from being in Kurt's shadow. I don't know if American Alpha would benefit.
No, I'd say don't put him in have Kurt just their helper, like helping, like just helping to boost them against. Well, shoot, dude said it in the chat, against the Wyatt family. Okay, three of them.
Yeah. But
now
Wyatts
three
are breaking
American.
up, though. They're breaking up. They're crumbling apart. They've already started.
Let this help.
Yeah. It just seems like the story's already been written at this point. I don't know. It's kind of a tough one. I agree that I don't know. I don't know if I like it. I mean, it would work. I think people would pop for it, but I just feel it's kind of a waste of Kurt Angle. Kurt, you could have him in there with so many different guys, and there's so many possibilities from a wrestling standpoint. I don't think you need to have him just come in and give a rub to American Alpha, a rub that they don't really need.
Okay, then what about this? Okay, and this one will really make my dick move.
Oh God.
Okay.
A lot of dick moving.
Goldberg beats Brock Lesnar again. Right?
All right,
Hold on, stick with me now.
Go ahead. Oh, Christ.
Then we get Brock Kurt, where Brock goes over Kurt to get his shit back. Because Brock and Kurt work well together.
Yeah, they did, 15 years ago, 17 years
They'll
ago.
still work well.
I don't know about that. But you want Brock to lose to Goldberg again and then have some type of meaningful situation with Kurt Angle? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I wouldn't be expecting any WWE writing contracts anytime soon. Boom, right in the Graham baby maker. Oh God.
That hurt me. That hurt deep down in my soul, Dave.
I apologize. I do. I apologize.
I want to see Kurt do just about anything.
I just think that it's time. Let's not worry about a convoluted story with Kurt and just worry about a good match, a good wrestling match, or a good moment. And moments are the thing that I think Kurt is going to be most associated with at this time. That's why I think Undertaker makes a lot of sense. But from wrestling standpoints, if he could still go at the same level where people remember him as AJ Styles, friggin' Seth freaking Rollins, for Christ's sake, my God, there's so many possibilities that would be a lot of fun to watch. It's just, I don't know. I'm not saying either of your ideas are necessarily bad, except the Bill Goldberg thing. Goldberg beating Lesnar, I'm sorry, I cannot sign off on that, buddy. Cannot.
That's a hometown boy. I gotta go with Bill.
Oh, Christ. Fair enough.
He's the bulldog. I gotta go with the bulldog.
Oh God, I don't know if I can deal with that. Graham, let me get some other callers. I appreciate it, buddy.
All right.
I don't know how long my mouth is gonna hold out here. It hurts like a mother.
I got some salve for it.
All right, buddy. Have a good night. Salve. I'm going to get some salve on that shit. Oh, my God. If I didn't think I could be in any more pain tonight, now my brain will be in pain along with my mouth. Joining me now, the one and only Pittsburgh boy. You're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
Hey, man. Other than Shawn Michaels, I've never been so excited for someone to go to the Hall of Fame than Kurt Angle.
I wonder why.
That's why Shawn Michaels, of course. No, dude, growing up, he was one of my favorites. Seriously.
Fair enough. All right, what else you got? Come on, keep talking.
Well, I mean, I was not expecting him to be in it, especially this year.
I think with what he said a few weeks back, I mean, it kind of made it a very good possibility. I wasn't really expecting this either. I certainly wasn't expecting the Hall of Fame. I was expecting him to return for the WrestleMania season, but Hall of Fame, a little bit surprising.
'Cause I thought like Undertaker was been going in this year.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it now. They have their headliner now. So, anything else, Pitt? You're boring.
No, I just very excited for Kurt Angle, man.
All right, man. I appreciate your call. You have yourself a good night, pal.
All right, you too.
JJ in the chat, how do you know? WWE announced it. WWE announced it, man. I'm not just coming on saying, hey, guess what? I think this is happening. Oh, no, WWE's announced it. Kurt Angle is going to be the headliner for this year's WWE Hall of Fame class. Let's go ahead and go over to Discord. I promised I would go to Discord, so let's do that. And let's bring in some peoples because I said I would. Let's start with the man that you'll never understand, but you'll never get tired of hearing, the one and only Will Dillon. How you doing, buddy? You're live with that on Dave.
Yeah, Dave, how are you doing now after those Carolina Reapers?
I'm not great. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in an awful lot of pain right now. I'm pushing through it, and I'm trying to not die. And we'll see. We'll see how this is gonna work out the rest of the night. My mouth hurts. My whole head is actually starting to hurt. My entire head is starting to feel like it's filling with cotton. It's not good.
Well, well, it's definitely a big shock with Kurt Angle today. I knew like there was always rumors about him going back to WWE for like maybe a match, but Hall of Fame, that's a big shock.
Well, we knew he was going to go to the Hall of Fame. I mean, he's
definitely.
It's just this year, it's a little bit of a surprise, but if you start thinking about it, all the names that have been rumored or announced or whatever, Vader's a possibility, but we've heard about Diamond Dallas Page and Ravishing Rick Rude and such. They didn't have a headliner, and I couldn't think of who the headliner could possibly be. Kurt Angle makes all the sense in the world.
Oh, definitely. The other news I've got for you, Dave, I'm just getting things ready for me tomorrow, and it's regarding the UK Championship in ICW.
Okay.
It looks like, I'll tag you in the post as well on Twitter, but according to PW Insider, ICW is going to be joining the WWE network, so the WWE UK Championship could travel to the ICW to be defended there as well.
I like that. I like that quite a bit. If that's true, that's a fucking brilliant move. But WWE doesn't have to do anything. That's a brilliant move. They don't have to take any of the expenditure cost. Oh, it's brilliant.
It's brilliant. This has only came out about 16 minutes ago, so I don't know if it is 100%, but a lot of people's sharing it now, and a lot of stuff on it going about. So I'll tag you in it, Dave. But it's like big, massive news for us.
Oh, it's massive. This is game changing news, not only for ICW, obviously, and the WWE UK Championship, but for the network. This sets a precedent. This brings the indies to the WWE network. This is huge. That's brilliant. It's a great move. Great move if it's true.
What they're saying is if it's legit, ICW deal is said to be for 2 to 3 years.
Wow.
On the network.
Wow, that makes sense, man. Look, ICW is got some of the best buzz in all of the independents. People love ICW. They put on amazing events. People really enjoy the shit out of it. It's got a really nice fleshed out roster. A lot of the people that we saw in this UK tournament have been or currently are in ICW. It just makes all the sense in the world. It makes all of the sense. It doesn't make a little sense or a lot of sense. It makes all of the sense.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. So now I'm just more excited for this UK championship. It's just building so fast, and it's been brilliant over the weekend. And if this is 100% legit, and our own British WWE Federation, that's going to be brilliant.
It is. Now, look, people like Dofada already in the chat. Does that mean ICW will get watered down? Jesus fucking Christ. Did the UK tournament get watered down, fucko? I wouldn't say so.
Well, according to the deal, this is from that insider one, along with the 2 to 3 years, and that the content will not be toned down and will mostly likely run only on demand portion and not the live stream.
Which makes sense. which makes sense. You don't want to mess with the product. And I always felt that any of these, and I've done videos on this in the past, any of these independent deals would have to be contingent, at least on the independent side, to not have WWE muddling with roster decisions. Now, obviously, I'm sure there's going to be some sort of talent exchange or the option to bring up whoever they want to bring to Raws or SmackDowns or whatever they want to do. And that only helps ICW as well. This is a great thing for wrestling.
Yes.
It's a great thing for wrestling.
It's brilliant as well because considering like so Prince Devitt, Finn Balor was in ICW for such a long time.
Hold on one second. Isaiah Ross, the cruiserweight. Hold on. And we got to get off this topic. We got to go back to Kurt Angle. But you got to let me go back to Kurt Angle. That's what this is about. But somebody just in the chat said the cruiserweights got watered down. The cruiserweights weren't their own fucking independent promotion. They got brought into the WWE and they created a division. It's not the same fucking thing. Not the same thing at all. But I'm not going to say that fucking 205 Live doesn't suck, because it does, but it's not the same thing. Well, as excited as I am about this news, this is about Kurt Angle, and I got to keep it about Kurt Angle.
Yes, I know, dude. I know.
All right.
Right, okay, dude. Take care, and I'll catch you
Take
after.
it easy, buddy. God, you're excited about wrestling there in the UK. My God. Let's bring in the one and only C-Man. You're live with Dead on Dave. Help me out, because my mouth feels like it's going to fall off.
All right, you got it. You pretty much said earlier a very similar thing of what I was thinking with the Taker and Cena plans being nixed and this Kurt Angle Hall of Fame announcement. They're pretty much back to back. Like, something has to be linked there. But I see it more going towards Cena versus Angle at Mania, just because, you know, they run that vignette of Cena versus Angle match or whatever all the fucking time. So the story's pretty much there, and they'll do anything to make sure Cena has a big WrestleMania moment.
You know, I'll tell you what. If that's the case, and as long as it's not for the goddamn title, if this means that AJ Styles is keeping the belt going into WrestleMania, sign me up. Sign me up. I'm all for it. I am all for that. I think that's a great move. By the way, we got a little bit of breaking news. Monday Night Raw backstage. Sasha Banks was in the ring earlier tonight. Apparently, Nia Jax attacks her and kicks her ass in a just empty arena segment. Kind of interesting. The video's up right now. Kind of interesting. Just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah, I think I like the idea of Kurt Angle and John Cena better than I do Kurt Angle and Undertaker. And I didn't really think about it because I don't think the title should be involved, but they probably will, and it doesn't need to be, but we'll see.
No, I think Angle and Cena would work better, because especially with both Angle and Taker's age together, it just, I don't know, it has bad idea written all over. Probably end up getting hurt. I mean, they're obviously two immensely amazing pros, but Cena being just that bit younger, I think.
I don't know if he died out or if I just got DDoSed. Not sure which.
Hello?
Oh, you're still there. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Did I cut out?
Yeah, you cut out a little bit, but you're fine. Keep going. What else you got?
I mean, I was just basically saying I think Angle and Cena would work a lot better than Taker. Because I don't know what they would do storyline-wise with Taker and Angle.
Same thing they would do with John Cena and Angle. I mean, it's essentially the same story. Respect. You know, it's the same. It's the same story.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wasn't watching at the time. I was a very young kid when Angle and Taker would have both been active. So
they have a history.
I don't know.
They have a history, not as profound as Cena and Angle, but maybe that's a reason not to do Cena and Angle, because they've done it. They may have even done it at WrestleMania. Did Cena and Angle wrestle at WrestleMania?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but they've wrestled big matches over the years. C-Man, I'm getting ready to get up out of here because I'm going to go watch Raw. I don't know if I'm going to be doing Monday Night Raw because I'm probably going to fall asleep, to be completely honest. I am beat the fuck up right now after those peppers. But I'll at least be watching some of it, so I'm going to get up out of here in a minute. C-Man, I appreciate the call. I'm going to try to get a couple more people in before we get out of here.
All right, man. Here's to hoping that Raw doesn't suck dick tonight.
Well, Triple H might be returning. Brock Lesnar returns, so there's a possibility of a decent show. So we'll see.
All right, man. Take it easy.
You too, buddy. Thanks for the support. Have a good night. We are taking more calls on Discord for a couple more minutes, and we're going to get out of here. If you want to go to Discord, go into my Discord. Link is in the description box. Come in, go into waiting to call, and I will bring you up into the show and you can get your thoughts on Kurt Angle being the latest inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame. Triple H tweeted out about Kurt Angle's induction. I've never seen an individual adapt and succeed in the industry so naturally. Proud to welcome Kurt Angle into the WWE Hall of Fame. People want to talk about all the bad side of Triple H all the time. This is part of the good side of Triple H, man. It's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. I like that Triple H is the guy who's reaching out to these people, especially people that there have been all kinds of rumors about prior issues with, like Kurt and Triple H, but they've also worked together very well over the years. So I think it's a good thing that Triple H is taking these things onto himself. He's had a pretty big weekend all in all. The success of the WWE UK tournament and now getting to announce and reach out by Kurt Angle's own words, be the man to reach out and let Kurt know that he's going into Hall of Fame. It's good stuff for Triple H, man. So it's good stuff. Masked Maniac. I don't care for WWE. I just like listening to Dave talk. Hey, I appreciate that, man. That's good shit. Good shiza, mein Kaiser. Everybody who's here, I greatly appreciate it. Pip Scotland, Frenchie Ben is here moderating all your faces. Isaiah Ross, Patrick Glynn is also moderating your faces off. Zion Smith, that's right, I have a Zion in the chat. You don't have a Zion on your chat. Pittsburgh Boy is here. Clinton G, Fake Ass Twat, Dofada, JJ, Pittsburgh Boy, George is here, as well as the Gaming Fault, Sarah Small, Isaiah Ross, the Daniel WMS, Charles Lima, Terry Snow Queen, everybody's here, and I appreciate you guys for hanging out. The Copious Wife is off to bed. Night, Copious Wife. I'm about to get off if you want to wait a second. Okay. You don't, I'll go to bed. I love you. Go to bed. All right. Thank you guys very much for joining us right here on Dead on Dave Productions. I think I'm done. My mouth hurts. So we got one more caller in Discord. Fuck it. Let's take him. Pav, real quick. Final caller of the night. You're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
Isn't it just about time that he got inducted into the Hall of Fame?
He's still active. He's still active. He's still active.
You've got to consider, when did he's been wrestling for, he's been in WWE since I've been a fan, and I can't even think when he debuted, but it's literally been just about time.
He had a 7-year run in WWE. He left in 2006. I mean, he's still active. It's not like he's been retired for a decade. He's been active. He's been wrestling and active for the entire time. And he's been wrestling for...
I just think it's time.
Well, I agree with you. It's good that he's going in, but he's been wrestling for a competing company. You can't put him in when he's actively wrestling for a competing company. So this
wasn't Sting also wrestling for a rival company as well? And then
not when he got the call. No, it's the same deal. He left and then they put him in. Same thing they're doing with Kurt. He left, they're putting him in. Sting wasn't a part of TNA when he came into WWE. That didn't happen. Sting was out of TNA when he came to WWE, just like Kurt is now.
There's always, but there have been speculations of Kurt leaving TNA.
He's been out of TNA for a long time.
But there were speculations of him leaving for so long.
Well, he's been out of TNA for almost a year. He's been out of TNA for a while.
Yeah, but before he left, there were speculations that he would leave. I think 3 years prior to that, before he left, Kurt Angle may be leaving, and then he took a massive hiatus, and then he came back.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's what he does. But a lot of people also think that he never had an intention of leaving, that he just left, but he didn't leave, so WWE didn't go get him. And there was a lot of concerns about him physically at the time as well. And he had no plans of retiring either. Keep that in mind. Now he's the end of the road.
He's been wrestling for a company over here called WCPW, who they're like a What Culture pro wrestling.
Yeah, What Culture, that sucky ass fucking promotion. God, that sucks. I hate What Culture. Oh.
You think so?
They're awful. Oh my God, everything about it is horrible. They're overrated fucking matches. I hate What Culture. Oh my God, I hate it with a passion, a fiery passion.
I think the reason I started watching it and the reason I got into it was simply because I've got a friend that wrestles for them, Will Ospreay.
Really? Friend. You know Will Ospreay?
Yeah, I know Will Ospreay. He lives about 10 minutes up the road.
How well do you know Will Ospreay?
Well enough that I trained with him for, I'd say, about 3 years.
Could you get him here?
I can try it, but at the minute with his schedule and stuff, it might be a bit difficult.
If you could get him here, you would become the #1 copious Click member. My God, would you live in the annals of Dead on Dave history if you were able to get Will Ospreay on this show and I could ask him a few questions? Because I think he's fascinating as shit, because he's kind of become the poster boy of this very polarizing new era of wrestling, the athletic era, as I'm trying to dub it now.
Yep.
Where people like Cornette and other of the old timers don't feel that it's really can be considered professional wrestling anymore. Now it's just flippy dippy type stuff. And he's kind of the main guy of that at the moment.
The thing is with wrestling nowadays, it is more that there are more athletic ability within wrestling itself. Like, you've got to, I believe so. Yeah. I mean, you look at when WWF was around, how many people did you know that were high flying people? There weren't very many.
I agree, but you have to also admit that it's changed from a psychological standpoint as well. You know, I mean, I rewatched the Kenny Omega Okada match, and I rewatched it specifically because I read about what Jim Cornette said about it, and I rewatched it, and Jim Cornette might have been 100% right. That match is unbelievably overrated. It's a good match, but what happened to there are so many down periods. It's either you have like the Ricochet Will Ospreay match where there's virtually no selling in the match, which is not necessarily a bad thing in some cases. And then you have the Okada Omega match where there's literally, I counted at some points, 3 minutes of selling where they're not even touching each other. They're laying on the ground for 3 minutes, not doing anything. That's a problem too. It doesn't seem like people know how to adjust to this new high-flying, athletic, flippy-dippy type of style, and I think sometimes they can get very disjointed. It's very exciting, but it certainly isn't the same, for good or bad, of what we've seen in the past. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it yet, to be honest.
Well, my review of the Kenny Omega and the Okada match, I personally think, from my perspective, it's going to be very, very hard for them to top that match, considering.
You think it's a 6-star match, like some people were saying?
I wouldn't say it's up there like in the top 10 greatest matches of all time, but I genuinely think this year alone, it's going to be very, very hard to top.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, it's. I got to be honest. I like that Ken Dunn match, that the semifinal match with Dunn and what's his name? Oh God, the semifinal match. I can't remember his name. From the UK tournament that Dunn had. I think that might have been
Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I think that might have been every bit as good, man. That match was fucking phenomenal, and it didn't last 45 minutes. You know, maybe the most prudent thing that Cornette said about the Okada match was it was a 25-minute match that lasted 45 minutes, and he's not wrong there. But hey, I find it unbelievably interesting that you train with Will Ospreay, man. That's amazing. Have you ever? Are you going to be wrestling for WCCW?
No, I sustained an injury on one of my knees a long time ago and sort of hung up my boots then.
Oh, I am very sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about going back to it for a long time, but it's finding the time. I work full time, so it's really hard to get down to training and stuff. And my hours are so irregular that it's difficult.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, man. I think that's a fascinating. So I'd love to talk to you more about that someday. About your journey and everything. I find it interesting. I did 2 weeks of wrestling school back in the day. 2 weeks, and that was enough for me. I went to the Army afterwards. So I find it fascinating that you went on that journey, and I'd love to talk to you about that someday.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I'll speak to Will. If I can get hold of Will at some point, I'll see if he's down to come on for a bit.
Tell him to hit me up. You should have my Discord. It's all in the information there. My Twitter @ThatOnDaveV. If he ever is interested, tell him to hit me up, man. I'd love to talk to him.
Awesome, man. I'll let you get with your show.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate it, and hopefully you don't think too badly upon me that I don't like WCCW.
It's everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's yours, whereas mine is it's good.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
love the show, man. Take care.
Hey, take it easy, buddy.
Okay.
I'm glad I took that call. That was a great call. I shit on the fire. You see, like how I tried to backtrack a little bit. I'd like to have Will Ospreay. That maybe WCW isn't that bad. It's bad. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm just not. It's okay. Look, that's going to wrap it up. We're going to go watch some Monday Night Raw. Thank you guys very much for joining me right here on Dead on Dave Productions. That was a really great call. Thank you so much. My mouth is killing me. I'm going to get up out of here. Hope you guys have a fantastic night. And if I'm up and able, I'll be doing Monday Night Raw. If not, I'll do it tomorrow sometime. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you very much. 7,000 subscribers. You guys are awesome. We will see you next time right here on Dead on Day Productions. Like, subscribe, and share. And as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. We'll see you next time. Keep copious and peace.